Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Laymen Show. This is your host, Leeton, and
Gabe. Very special episode for you today.
That's right, it's an exclusive. Today we have with us Steve Redeye Feenix, our local celebrity.
Yeah, what's up, guys?
Welcome, Steve. Thanks for giving us some of your time to come and speak to us, and we want to learn something about you today because you're classed as an expert, and hopefully the listeners will learn something too.
Introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm Steve. Steve Arnott, also known as Redeye Feenix. Been an hip-hop artist in Hull for a long time now.
Cool.
Over 20 years.
Wow. He really is an expert.
Yeah. First of the bunch, so to speak.
Yeah, so where's the name Redeye Feenix come from? Symbolic?
The name Redeye came from when we first started doing tunes, and my friend Jamie Dunn had a Polaroid flash camera.
Yeah.
And every time he took a photo of us on stage,
Red eyes, yeah, it makes sense now.
He just kept saying like, "Red eye again, bro. Red eye again, bro." So
yeah, I thought there was going to be a dramatic story, like you used to be a sniper or something.
Heavy into drugs.
If only my story was that interesting.
How did you get into the hip hop then? You said you've been doing it for 20 years now.
Yeah. I first got into it when I seen a kid putting a piece of cardboard down on the street.
Whoa!
A kid called Trev Hughes.
Yeah. That was a big phenomenon, wasn't it? After the movie Breakdance.
I was going to say it's a breakdance.
Yeah. Electric Boogaloo.
Breakdance. So obviously we couldn't afford Lano, so he was putting a piece of cardboard down. And he just got a tape deck out, put some tunes on, and started like doing this like footwork and floor work and stuff. And I just went up to him and was like, "What are you doing, man?" And like,
that's it. You was hooked.
That was it. Yeah, he introduced me to hip hop that day, and then Trev introducing me to hip hop. I then met Dave. Full Flavour, DJ
Full Flavour, yes, we know Dave. Hopefully he'll come on the show one day.
Yeah. So I then like found Dave and his crew, and he was breaking and that, and I was just mesmerised by the old culture, man. So
did you get into breakdancing yourself then as well?
Yeah. At first I was a popper and a bit of a break dancer, and
can you still do it now?
I would break my bones. But we still chuck a bit down here and there, don't we?
Oh, that's brilliant. I think when we go video podcasting, we'll get Steve to maybe pop live online.
Pop it and lock it.
Yeah, that's right.
Pop the shoulder.
Yeah.
So after that, did you get into the music scene, or did you start writing your own lyrics?
Yeah, after getting into the breakdancing, then I came across like the MCs and started like, I think it was Beastie Boys L Cool J was one of the first tunes. My Adidas by Run DMC, that was one of the first tunes that got me into the MC side of it. So.
Wow, I think when I was younger, the first thing I'd heard hip-hop wise was NWA.
Yeah,
that's what I'd got into. What about you, Gabe? Hip-hop?
Run DMC almost certainly was the first.
Oh, class. Yeah, absolute class.
Yeah, very, very old school.
Like you say, you met all the MC, so you got into MC, and did you perform anywhere?
I think my first live hip-hop performance I actually watched was Exebo, which was Dave Full Flavour's crew. Yeah, so there was Dave, there was Ham Lamorty, and there was Vince.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, Papa V. So
Vince had his hair up here, didn't he?
Yeah. So that was the first live show I saw in Hull, and that made me wanna do it. So I think my first live gig I was about 13, 14.
That's amazing.
In a nightclub, somehow.
Which nightclub was it?
It was...
I know, pulling these memories back.
It was Blue Lamp. My first one was at Blue Lamp, and then my second one was at a club called Oasis, I think.
Oasis? Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Oasis has been brought up a few times, and that's something we'd like to cover, the club scene of the 90s, because we believe back in the 90s it was the best time.
Definitely.
It certainly was.
Yeah, it was. Do you know what I mean? There were so many clubs you could go to. But we didn't have a specific hip-hop club here, did we?
No,
there was nowhere for all the hip-hop artists to get together.
I think Blue Lamp was like the most.
Because that was
Adelphi as well.
Yeah, Adelphi, independent clubs.
Yeah. But it wasn't a big scene at all back then. It was a small underground scene.
Yeah, because I mean the R&B scene did take off in the clubs. It was being organised and stuff. But hip-hop itself...
Yeah, it was...
The general feel for hip-hop in Hull, do you think it's carrying on?
Do you think
I
was going to say, that was exactly the question I was about to ask. Do you think the hip-hop vibe has blown up in Hull, or do you reckon it's still the same where it was back in the 90s?
It's definitely a lot bigger than it was in the 90s. I don't know whether it's better, but it's definitely a lot bigger.
What do you think of this mumble rap?
Yeah, I was going to ask this. Yeah, so you got, what is it, Little Pump?
Yeah. Takeshi 6ix9ine and all these new rappers that are coming out.
Yeah, it's
my generation
it's
rap.
It's just watered
the
down.
Embarrassments there. Yeah.
Watered down version of the original culture, and it's just rubbish.
What do they call it? An embarrassment of riches?
Yeah. But that's the thing with the mumble rap. I mean, obviously, when we listened to hip hop when you was younger, you could pick out the lyrics, emulate them, even pretend you're the artist yourself. But with the mumble rap, you can't make out what they're saying.
Nah, that's what attracted me to hip hop, the lyrics and the powerful messages in it. And
they were very powerful, often controversial. Tackled a lot of social issues, didn't it?
Yeah. And that was it. That's why it was formed. That's why hip hop was formed to tackle problems in communities and peace, love, and unity and all that. And now it's just like
it's essentially gangster culture.
Yeah.
That's something we mentioned on our last podcast. Was the hip hop awards?
Yeah,
and we said the artists now seem to be like pushed into a stereotype. So all the male rappers are all gangsters, and then all the female rappers are all like what? Ho Kingdoms.
Yeah.
And this is the image that they're pushing out.
Yeah.
But that isn't what hip hop's about, is it?
No. To me, media's always tried and pushed that negative image of hip hop. All the time. Like even the 90s when hip hop was at its best, and there was so many great artists in the media, it was still like music that was...
In the 90s, I loved So Solid.
Yeah.
And then look what happened there. Somebody got shot at one of their concerts, and that was the end of them.
Mm.
You know, a lot of postcode rivalry back then, and it still exists now.
Yeah. That's totally against the originality of hip-hop. It was, like I say, created to bring communities together and stop people getting in trouble and fighting and stuff. So it's done a full circle, really, and ended up on its ass.
So have you recorded any songs yourself?
Yeah.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, man. I've done 3 albums and a crew album, so 4 albums.
Wow, 4 albums.
Yeah.
Is it available in the shops?
No.
Online?
Online?
Yeah, it's available online.
Excellent. So we might have to tag a link there.
You've got SoundCloud as well.
SoundCloud.
Loads of free tunes on our SoundCloud. So.
Brilliant.
I'll have to get a link from you.
Yeah, absolutely.
YouTube, Just search Redeye Feenix or search Beats Bus. There's a few videos.
So for any listeners wanting to get into hip-hop, where would you ask them to start?
Start by researching the roots of the Bronx in 1973 and why and where the movement came from.
So is the Bronx where it originated from?
Yeah. Not where hip-hop originated from, but that was where they kind of made it a culture. Hip-hop originated like back in the days.
Out of soul, didn't it?
And Jill Scott Heron and people like that, the Last Poets and
what do they call gospel?
Yeah. So, but it was the Bronx and New York that like made it a name. Like this is hip hop.
Because obviously, for a lot of people who want to get into hip hop, maybe even writing their own lyrics, they might feel a bit intimidated by what the artists are producing. But they've got a team behind them, and they're an individual.
Yeah.
So, any advice for them when it comes down to lyrics? They might not feel like the vocabulary is large enough.
Just write something that means something to you.
Yeah.
When you're writing, make sure you're writing it with your heart and you mean what you're saying. And people will just pick up on that anyway. It doesn't matter whether you're using a big vocabulary or not. As long as you've got a strong message in your lyrics and your song stands for something.
Do you think you can be affluent and a hip hop artist?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So you don't have to come from a deprived background to understand the culture of hip hop.
No, definitely not.
Well, a lot of the mainstream rappers are from middle class backgrounds, aren't they?
Well, even a lot of the
wealthy
current
backgrounds.
rappers. I mean, eventually you do become famous, wealthy, and you sort of lose touch with your previous.
So in the hip hop world, which artist has come from, say, the ghetto?
Ice-T definitely did.
Yeah.
Ice-T.
I had 4 of his albums.
Yeah.
Give him plenty of money.
a lot of rappers from the Bronx, like KRS-One,
KRS-One,
Productions, all them. The ghetto was
But
bad.
these are all old school hip.
Yeah, but I mean, KRS-One, he's still a producer now, isn't he?
Yeah, he's actually a lecturer now as well.
A lecturer, wow.
Yeah, he teaches hip-hop in college in America.
Yeah, I know he was trying to awaken the masses and tell them to open their eyes to society and how the constraints in society.
Yeah.
And he was saying, open your eyes, this isn't how your life should be.
Yeah.
You're being controlled to a certain extent.
Yeah.
So he had some political words and a lot of politicalness behind him. But yeah, I remember listening to KRS-One, whoop, whoop, sound of the police. Yeah. It was class.
There was always a bit of a political nature towards
Yeah, because you've got to, there's a lot of anger about something, isn't there?
Yeah.
And you're trying to get a message across. What are you angry about, Steve?
Nothing.
People that tell me that I can't achieve stuff.
Oh,
That makes
yeah,
me real
that
angry.
happens in life. People get knockbacks, or somebody might say what you're doing is not very good.
Yeah.
And, you feel a knockback, and it's sometimes a little knockback can take you quite far back, can't it?
Yeah, it can. If you're not of strong mind and
Strong will,
strong will. Somebody telling you can't achieve something can take you really far back.
So I've got a question now, Steve, right? Contradiction. What if someone's really not good at what they're doing, and you're saying to them, look, mate, what you're doing isn't good enough, and that knockback just sets them right back?
Yeah, I would never say to somebody, you're not good enough.
I see.
Never.
Just keep pushing,
Just
keep
keep
pushing.
working with them and keep trying to improve them. And,
Yeah.
we're working with a young kid at the minute that's finding it really hard at school and he's getting himself in a lot of trouble and stuff. And we just have to keep pushing him back to the right path all the time.
I mean, we've all been through the school system. You know that the kids who are trouble aren't really trouble, are they? There's
No.
something different.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I was called disruptive, and I wasn't. I was just inquisitive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
I just ask questions all the time, and stop asking questions, get up the class. What? I don't understand.
Yeah.
Is it because I'm black?
I'm sure I've said that in class before.
I think I don't really agree with the educational system anyway.
Yeah.
It shapes kids.
Yeah.
Well, you've got a point. It hasn't changed. I mean, I've got children at school now still learning about World War II, exactly what I've learned, and what's the benefit?
Exactly. And they're also cutting creative funding for schools, which is absolutely mental.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening there. I mean, I thought schools was there to encourage children, not to sort of like keep them docile and, all the same.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, they've even changed like the structures of grading exams.
Yeah.
So, the A to E has gone now.
Well, school isn't education, it's indoctrination.
Oh, that's controversial there, Gabe.
That's a great that's a great saying.
I may have stole it from somebody. If I didn't, quote Gab.
Yeah.
Yeah, so at the moment in the community then, are you promoting hip-hop?
Yeah. We're teaching hip hop to young people in the community.
From what age?
Last year we worked with somebody as young as 7.
Wow.
And we've worked with people as old as 70. So,
Yeah.
Do you have any proteges, so to speak?
Harvey for me. Like
Yeah.
a young kid called Harvey who I was just talking about.
Yeah.
He's the one that I'm gonna...
He stands out, he shines out.
You can see
Brilliant.
he's going to be going
It
somewhere.
reminded me of me when I was little, like getting bullied a bit, didn't really fit in, didn't know where he was, and now he had a real bad speech impediment when we started working with him, and now it's kind of
That is amazing.
vanished.
Yeah.
So.
Power of lyrics and music, innit?
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
confidence, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Bring out
Maybe.
confidence in somebody and
That's
no
it.
wonders.
But I mean,
Especially at that age as well, when they're like 8 and 9, and they're just starting to realise who they are a little bit. And
yeah,
you give them that confidence boost then, and they're gonna go places. Like.
that's good. That's really good. I mean, hip hop's full of cuss words, as we put it, and derogatories. So when a kid comes up to you and says, "I want to put this expletive in my lyrics because this is what I feel," do you let it go?
Yeah, if they want. Yeah, well, kids under 16, no.
But they're the ones with the words, aren't they?
Yeah,
all the new
If
terminology.
they're sat at home writing lyrics
Yeah.
and they show me and I see that they've cursed in it, I won't say to them, "You've got to take that out."
Yeah.
I just said, "You've got to be mindful when you're in public and that." And
Exactly.
When you're beats bus, we can't use words like that.
Do you ever find yourself accidentally slipping?
Yeah, loads of times. In front of the kids as well, they tell me off as well. Like.
Oh God.
There's a big thing at the minute about the certification of the film.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I saw this online. So you're in a film, and the film's called Northern Soul.
A Northern Soul.
A Northern Soul, and it's about your life.
It's about the City of Culture. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's about the project we did, and it's also about Sean's mum and dad who are 92 and 93
Wow.
and still living all together. So it's got,
Brilliant.
like,
Yeah.
loads of different layers to it.
So are you a character in it, or are you yourself?
The main character, yeah. No, just myself.
You're just yourself.
Yeah.
So it's a documentary,
It's a
essentially.
documentary, documentary film.
Sounds very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's on BBC Two.
Oh, really?
November the 13th, I think.
Okay, so November the 13th, tune into BBC Two. Do you know what time?
9 p.m.
9 p.m, everybody.
Prime time.
So have a look at this and have a look at the life of somebody in Hull.
Yeah.
It'll be amazing.
I'll certainly be watching that on iTunes. iPlayer.
Yeah.
I'll be recording it and scrutinising Steve as an actor.
Yeah, so the BBFC gives us a 15.
Yeah.
Because I said fuck.
Oh, I see. Yeah, so they had
14 times in it.
I'm sure.
14. There's me asking if he slips.
I'm sure fuck is just a part of the whole vernacular.
Well, it is, isn't it? It's whole lingo. A lot of,
Exactly, that's what it is. It's not directed at anybody. It's not aggressive in any way. It's just in conversation when I'm talking to the director when he's filming this. So.
When you were acting, did you find yourself changing the way you spoke? Maybe dropping a little bit of hull?
Or were you acting? If you know what I'm saying. Because as I say, it's a documentary. If it's about you, you don't really have to act.
Yeah.
You don't, but, all of a sudden there's a camera in your face. You might feel a bit different, didn't you?
Didn't change
totally natural.
Yeah, it didn't change out, man. And I think that's what Sean liked about it. Because he said it's just authentic.
Yeah.
So
that's it.
How long were you recording for?
About 19 months in total.
Jesus Christ.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
So is that everyday thing or like a few times a week?
Some of it was like, every day of the week.
Yeah.
He said when he got down to final edit, he had 332 hours worth of footage.
Wow.
To put into 1 hour and 17 minutes.
Holy moly. There's me moaning about editing on Audacity.
Has anybody noticed you because of this, or do you reckon he was already pretty well known anyway beforehand?
Nah, I think the film's definitely high
people stopping you in the street saying, I've seen it, or I've
getting your autograph.
Autograph, yeah. Have you been asked for your autograph now?
I'll give one as well, yeah.
Got a genuine celebrity.
I know, that's right.
But yeah, the feedback from the film as well, it's just been brilliant.
Yeah, it's a good thing for Hull as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
because, it's filmed here.
Yeah.
So on location.
Yeah, there's a lot of Hull in it.
Well, speaking about that, admittedly, the first time I heard about this was when Lee told me that we was interviewing you.
Yes,
right.
So I was over the moon.
No, I was over the moon, but it was also a case of why hadn't I heard of this before, considering I live in Hull.
Exposure.
Yeah, exposure. I guess I don't actually live in Hull.
Don't do this. You're still in the HU postcode.
Fucking South Cave's a HU postcode. Your argument is invalid.
I don't care. Everyone in HU is HU to me.
Enough.
You can be different levels of income.
We're all in the same boat.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
But exposure. Yeah. So is this going to get more exposure as it goes along?
Yeah, on Tuesday, I'm going down to London because Michael Sheen, the actor, is screening it.
That is amazing.
So there's going to be a panel and...
Have you done any of those ridiculous morning TV shows?
No, not yet.
This is
what with Philip Schofield.
But somebody said when it goes on BBC Two, be prepared for all that.
Oh, brilliant! That is good news.
Yeah.
So you're looking forward to it?
Yeah, it's got put in for a BAFTA this week as well.
Bloody hell! we are not worthy. Honestly, we're getting DJs and stuff on here, but we've got Steve. I'm sorry, he's outshined all the other guests. It might have a BAFTA nominee. You're going to come back on the show when we're video podcasting, Steve?
Yeah, definitely.
Because that would be amazing.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I'd definitely like to get the crew in.
Yeah, that'd be great.
As well, Full Flavour.
Full Flavour, that's the name of the crew.
No, the crew's called Beats Bus.
Beats Bus. We've heard of Beats Bus.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit more about Beats Bus.
Yeah, so it's a mobile recording studio, and it's got all the studio equipment inside. It's more of a lorry. It's a 7.5 ton.
Wow, so it's a converted lorry, and it's a full studio inside.
Yeah.
So it should be more the beach truck.
Yeah.
Beats Bus sort of just rolls over.
It does roll. Yeah.
Beach
Lots
truck.
of people have said that, no, it's not a bus.
I saw something recently. It was at our local football stadium.
Yeah, Hull City.
Yeah, Hull City. So what was happening there?
We won a 7-match contract with them.
Yeah.
So just before the game, we spent a couple of hours outside the West Stand.
Yeah.
And we've wrote a song with the Tigers, a couple of football chants in the chorus and stuff.
Just to get everyone going.
Yeah. So we was doing that. There was freestyle footballers, and we were just playing tunes and having a good time, man.
Are you also there if we lose to sort of keep everyone's spirits up?
Go real quick. Yeah. Before everyone starts throwing stuff.
Yeah, so you're such a busy person. You've got your Beats Bus, and you're doing your hip hop, and you're doing acting, travelling all up and down the country.
Yeah,
is it affecting your life? You finding yourself living in hotels?
Yeah, at the minute, man.
Tiring,
yeah, but I've seen so many places since the film came out that I've never been to. It's my first time in London properly, and
so actually in central London and going around places you haven't been.
Yeah,
because everyone's been Great Oxford Street, for example, shopping and stuff. But
actually seeing places like Brixton was one of my favourite screenings. Still, it was brilliant.
Brixton,
it was brilliant, man. We went to this place called the Hip Hop Chip Shop. And we had all portraits and stuff.
Are they freestyling while they serve you?
Shout out Hip Hop Chip Shop.
It's just absolutely brilliant. The graffiti and everything, man, inside. It's just, brilliant.
Wow, it sounds amazing.
Yeah, it is.
What was the food like?
We didn't eat out, did we?
You just went in to grab the Atmos.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, it was just, loads of photo shoots with different pieces of graffiti and stuff. It was brilliant, man.
Yeah, so hip-hop is still alive then.
Oh, I mean, most definitely.
Because at the moment, on mainstream media, it just seems to be US.
Yeah.
All the hip-hop is coming from the US. What's happened to our British artists?
Well, I mean...
We do still have a few good ones. I mean,
we've got Big Gram, haven't we? We've got Big Gram scene, but what's happened to hip-hop itself?
I think the great British hip-hop artists are still underground. They're still on that underground level. And
in the club scenes. Yeah,
that's where they've chose to stay, I think.
I think what's happened to hip-hop is the same thing that happened to rock, where it's split into prog rock.
And different genres coming off it.
Different branching genres. So I think hip-hop has become more of an ephemeral term to encompass all of the genres. The culture itself.
But I mean, hip-hop is diverse, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
That's the whole thing behind it. What about this new mumble rap, Steve?
Oh, man.
I get this response from everyone I speak to. I say mumble rap, they're like, oh.
The kids love it.
Yeah, the kids love it. Is it because it's easy to emulate?
Yeah, I think it's somewhere in it. There must be this thing that gets kids' brains.
Yeah, thinking I can make this sound myself.
Yeah.
Rather than, pronouncing words.
I'm sure the generation before me, when I started listening to dubstep and stuff like that, were like, what is this shit? I'm sure that it happens every generation. New style of music comes in. The generation before is like, this is dog shit.
I mean, it's good because at least you've still got conscious rappers like...
It's difficult to think of the names off the top of your head.
What's his name? He did the thing with Beyonce and they did the full American Slave thing live on stage, and Kendrick Lamar. Yeah. So he's still doing some conscious stuff. That Chance the Rapper, he's still doing some conscious stuff.
What do you think about Donald Glover? Because I fucking love Donald Glover.
I don't think I've heard him.
Childish Gambino.
Oh, yeah. This is America. Yeah, brilliant. It's conscious, isn't it? Yeah. It's telling a story.
Yeah, I mean, he came in really controversial with that video because there's a lot of things going on in the scene.
He's been out for a long time. I mean, I remember listening to Freaks and Geeks back in the day.
What's the track where he sampled NWA? Yeah, he did another track, and it's a sample from NWA who sampled it off somebody else.
Such a prolific artist.
I'd rather
his music,
with you.
He's got his comedy and he's got his TV shows.
Yeah. Atlanta,
busy guy,
isn't it? Atlanta, it's funny.
And they're all good.
But so what's the future of hip hop then?
We're trying to recreate a hip hop generation.
You're trying to craft the next generation.
Yeah, that's right. It sounds you're mentoring them in this way.
Yeah. And also teach them the true history and why it was forged, and teaching them that all this negativity you see about guns and money and cars, and
that's right.
That's not true hip hop. That's just what people have.
It's difficult because that still exists. Yeah. Even if you listen to the new artists, it's still about guns, drink, women, money.
Yeah.
And even with the mumble rappers.
Well, my question to you is: do you reckon that this part of the culture is function following form, or is it the opposite way around, where the culture is there because of the hip hop, or the hip hop is there because of the culture? If you know what I'm saying, or the music, should I say, is there because of the culture?
Yeah, I think
sort of the gangster culture, should I say?
Yeah, I think gangster music, gangster hip hop, let everybody think it's okay to talk about guns and talk about crime and
bitches.
Yeah, because NWA weren't really living that life. They were just seeing it, so they were storytellers.
Yeah.
They weren't actually out there gangbanging themselves. Same with Nas. Nas writes a lot of story about the streets and drugs and stuff. But
he was massive, Nas, yeah.
Yeah, he didn't actually live it. He was just talking about what he was seeing and stuff. So
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, is it?
No.
Rapping about your observations.
Yeah.
So there's function following form, essentially. The music does come from where? Does it come from the culture?
Yeah, definitely. I think so.
So hip-hop culture then, the dress sense, the attitude, has that changed?
Nah, not for us. Like, we've always had like a one love mentality, so if you're down and you're into hip-hop, then, that's cool with us. You don't have to be...
Yeah, there's no stereotype. There's not a certain way to dress.
Anything, no.
Because we do get, the stereotype of people who are into hip-hop talking with their hands a lot, expressing a lot.
Yeah.
And some people take the mick out of that.
I know.
But, you're expressing yourself
I do it
here.
all the time. All the
I talk
time.
with my hands all the time.
Like,
Just for the people, there's no video here. Lee just threw a punch at me.
Hold on, in the last podcast, as you know, Gabe got into a fight, so he's used to it.
Yeah. It's not the first time I've flinched this week.
the Q&As as well. Yeah, I've watched a few backs. I've been doing Q&As after the movie.
Oh, right.
So the audience get to ask questions and stuff.
Yeah.
And like every time I'm talking, my hands are all over.
So you're there on the spot. You don't know what they're going to ask. There's no warning. They're just straight in. So just a bit like this unscripted show. Yeah. We're firing questions at you, and you're just thinking off the top of your head.
Yeah.
So was that a strange thing to be questioned by? I mean, are these other film stars who question you, or critics, or
just the audience,
editors?
A bit of all sorts.
A bit of all sorts.
We did a screening at BAFTA.
Yeah.
In London, and there was like people from Hollyoaks there and all sorts.
Was it weird? Sort of like suddenly seeing all these famous people you recognise?
Yeah, it was.
Was you starstruck, Steve?
No,
was you?
I don't really like Hollyoaks, to be honest.
Yeah, that's class.
I didn't say that to him, though.
I've got to say, most straight white men probably aren't into Hollyoaks.
Yeah.
It's not for us.
No.
Is it still on?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Sure it is.
so,
Yeah. It's, it'll never die.
I was going to ask you about your childhood and about bullying and that. I thought that would be a strong message to send out.
Yeah.
Because I've been there. I don't know if you've been there, Gabe.
Oh, yeah, of course. I've been on both sides. I wasn't.
What, you got bullied by the whites and the blacks?
Both sides of the tracks.
No, but it is, isn't it? Because
I mean, yeah. At the end of the day, when you're being bullied,
are we still recording?
Yeah.
No, it's great.
Yeah.
I mean, we can just cut that bit out, or we can even leave it in.
Yeah. Okay. We'll start again then.
But yeah. So bullying.
Yeah, I mean, Steve mentioned when you were younger about bullying.
Yeah.
And bullying's a big thing because it still exists, even if it's indirect now.
Massively.
Maybe,
And social media has just elevated
exactly because people
access to be able to bully people.
Yeah, people have this barrier, don't they, where they can't be touched physically, so they feel they can say what they want.
Yeah.
So how did bullying affect you, Steve? If you don't mind me asking.
No, all quite badly when I was younger. Like when I was about 10, I went to a different school to all my friends, so I was like the only kid.
The new kid in the school.
Yeah. And it was bad.
Can we name the school? What school was it?
Yeah, Wold Road Junior School.
Wold Road. I think it's still there as a primary now, is it?
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go blow it up.
The Laymen show does not endorse bombing.
Not endorse at all.
We don't want Mossad coming around.
Or MI6.
Yeah, or the Russians.
Yeah. Bullying things with big ears. Knocks head, big ears. So yeah.
Yeah, because kids are like that. They'll pick a feature and they'll hone in on it.
Yeah.
And it becomes a talking point.
Yeah.
I had the same as you. I was at Eastfield, and then we'd moved to near Stanley Street, and I went to Pearson.
Yeah.
The new kid in the school. My dad was that strict. I'd gone there in full uniform.
Yeah.
These kids did not wear uniforms, and as you can imagine, black kid walks into school, full uniform. Wow. They were straight in on me. And and then I went to Kelvin, which was the high school, and first day at school, straight in the mud.
Yeah.
You don't belong here. And I thought, what's going on?
Yeah.
But so what happened to you? They sort of like picked on you for physical attributes.
Yeah. Usually, and because we didn't have a lot of money, so like you said about the uniform, the school I went to, a uniform was mandatory.
I see.
And I used to turn up to school with a note.
Without the uniform? So an opposite?
Yeah, with a note saying like, sorry Stephen's uniform's not clean today, and wearing trainers instead of shoes.
I see.
Yeah.
How did you deal with it back then? Were you just taking it on the chin and keeping it all in?
Yeah.
Because that's what a lot of people do,
you know
isn't
what?
it?
I'm just going to get bullied and I just have to put up with it, and that's how it's going to be.
Well, I really don't want to defend bullying. I went through bullying myself, but at the end of the day, life isn't easy, and it's sort of trial by fire for adulthood, so to speak. Not everybody's going to be nice to you.
Yeah.
So it does sort of build character.
Makes you
at
stronger.
The end of the day, it makes you a stronger person.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe it does make people stronger. I believe that in myself and you, Steve. But I
believe
also
I'm better than
believe
the people that...
when it's continuous, it is damaging.
Oh, yeah. It can be very psychologically damaging.
Psychologically damaging. So, you build this barrier and you're stronger to everyone else, but inside you're a little bit broken.
Yeah, definitely.
And it kind of stays with you.
Yeah.
Because I've got to an age, once I sort of like got to college and stuff, I couldn't handle seeing anyone else get bullied. So in a way, I became a bully of the bullies.
Yeah.
You know, I'd step in, throw someone out. Yeah.
But, I mean, that could be considered righteous.
Maybe, but it's still wrong. I'm still sort of like grabbing.
The weak, you're essentially the Robin Hood of bullies. You know?
Robin Hood of bullies. What a title! Lee Tom, the
Robin Hood of bullies.
I know, but I'm wondering now: is there some people out there thinking Leighton was a right bully when in fact I was doing something else? You know, to them, they might have been getting bullied.
But like you said, if you're bullying bullies, you're still bullying.
Yeah,
that's right.
But it's a vicious cycle, especially if you've been bullied. You eventually want to see what it's like from the other side of the, and you will eventually bully somebody. It's just the way of life.
So how long did it last, this bullying?
Till I was about 13.
Wow, because obviously back when we were younger, it wasn't recognised. There was no one to go to. There wasn't like a bullying mentor. They have now children in the playground to look out for it.
Yeah.
And we didn't have that back then. You know, you had to take on the chin. Otherwise, if you didn't, you got more bullied by everybody else. You know, they all joined in.
Yeah, when I was about 13, I went to senior school. I met like my true friends. Like
Amy Johnson?
Yeah, Amy Johnson.
Amy Johnson,
yeah. So I met Kevin there.
The bitch who flew across the Atlantic.
Did we?
Yeah, it was named after her. But you know what? Looking back at it, they used to people used to laugh about Amy Johnson, saying that Amy Johnson, you had jars instead of test tubes and things like that because it was underfunded.
Yeah.
But how did it go at that school?
I loved it at that school. Like I said, I met all my proper friends, like lifelong friends there.
Brilliant.
I was walking to school with my friend one day, Steve, and I just said to him, do you know what? I ain't having anybody bullying me no more.
Yeah.
If someone says out this year, that's it. We walked in the school gate, someone said, now then, blockhead. And I smacked him as hard as I could in the face. No one ever bullied me again after that.
That's your turning point.
That was the turning point.
We all have that turning point. When I was at senior school, I was waiting for the bus. And you had like the hardest kid and the second and the third.
Yeah.
It was the third hardest kid. He just come up to me and just for nothing smashed me in the arm and it really hurt.
Yeah.
And then I thought, hold on, I can take this pain.
Yeah.
Whereas previously I was a bit scared of it.
Yeah.
So I hit him back.
Yeah.
Then he hit me again and then I hit him back. And it carried on for ages. And, I'd gone home and I had this huge bruise.
Yeah.
But the next day my life changed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it absolutely changed.
Bullies want an easy target.
Well, I think I was an easy target because I wouldn't retaliate.
So,
yeah,
I'd keep it in.
Lesson out there for any kids being bullied. If you're being bullied, fight them back.
Yeah.
Yeah, or at least, at one point.
Or defend yourself.
Defend yourself,
Yeah, because bullies don't like someone who can try and defend
yourself.
up.
Yeah.
It's harder, though, when, obviously, male bullies, sometimes they're in a group. It's not one-on-one.
Well, it's the same.
Mob mentality.
The same thing happens for women.
Yeah.
It's always a mob mentality.
Girls are...
Yeah, girls are getting bad now because my daughter, she's grown her nails long.
Yeah.
And I said, why are your nails so long? They're huge. Do you know what I mean? Are you off to a disco or something?
Cut a bitch's face.
That's what she said. She said they're weapons, Dad, just in case.
Wow.
And apparently all the girls at the school are growing their nails long just in case.
Wow.
I know, so, things change.
Yeah.
Wow. Back in my day, we used to just take a knife to school.
This is the reason we have this now. This knife amnesty is because of your generation. Our generation believed in fist fighting.
Yeah.
And when a guy was down, he was down.
Queensbury rules.
Yeah. Yeah, so, this bullying obviously affected you.
Yeah.
And do you feel like now it's made you stronger, more confident?
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. If I hadn't have gone through that, I don't think I'd be as strong as I am now. And
it's funny you said you were called Blockhead, because guess what I was called?
What?
Blockhead. Yeah. Because it ended up I could take a punch to my head and be all right.
and kids are really fucking unimaginative. They go for the easy target.
Well, they're not hip-hop artists, are they, bro? They'd come up with good words if they were.
Yeah, Blockhead, what a name, eh?
I know. I've been called Blockhead, Breeze Blockhead, Brickhead.
To be honest, it could have been worse. It could have been so much worse.
What you're touching on there, Gabe?
I mean, I don't know, systematic racism.
Oh, racism. Put it this way, I was the only coloured kid, black kid, Asian kid, whatever, in the full school.
Yeah.
It was different back then.
What do you think of the N-word? Do you use it in your music at all?
Never.
Is it still a derogatory term, even though the black community use it with each other when we greet each other? Or
because I find that especially in the north,
the
word isn't used as much as it is, say, in Brixton or the Bronx. Especially in American culture, it's used very prolifically. But
because this was a big thing, wasn't it, with Kanye meeting Trump and on the news,
he said nigger and bullshit.
A black woman called him
quote, and
she called him the N-word.
Yeah.
And it all blew up.
Yeah.
But from her perspective, I'm black, he's black. What's the issue?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know how Kanye West can say anything when he brings a song out which is called in Paris.
That's right.
And then not expect somebody to use the word.
Exactly, that's true. Do you think it's dying out?
I think people are a bit ignorant when they use the word. They don't understand the true meaning and what black
history
people went with. Yeah,
exactly.
What they went through and all that. They don't. When they're using it, they're not thinking about that. So I think it's a bit of ignorance, really.
I mean, there's like hip hop artists like Pitbull, who's a white guy who uses it.
Yeah, like Fat Joe as well. He's like a Spanish guy and he calls himself.
At the end of the day, do you just have to be a part of the culture to get away with it, or do you?
Whatever happened to that hillbilly, Bubba Sparks?
Yeah.
It's an interesting question, this, I find.
Yeah.
It is, I don't think anybody should be able to use the word and get away with it, as you say. I think everybody should be like accountable for what they're saying. And
the only time I think it should be used is if they're describing something. So, for example, you used to call me a...
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think it's always a matter of context.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think potentially anybody should be able to use it, provided it's not used in a negative way.
But it can be taken negative regardless of context, can't it?
Yeah.
Well,
look at the newsreader.
The history of the word kind of taints it, but at the end of the day, it's a part of the English language. You don't have to take offence at something. You don't have to choose to take offence at something.
No, taking offence is your individual thing, innit?
Yeah.
Everybody who takes offence, something is affecting them. You know, you can't just be bland and not feel something if it offends you.
Yeah, and like if you were sat there and you said it to Dave, it wouldn't be offensive because Dave wouldn't be offended that you called him it, and you wouldn't be calling him it in an offensive way.
Yeah.
But if I sat here as a white person and said it to you, then people could see that as offensive, and
even though we may have greeted each other like that for years.
Yeah,
I understand.
So it's a funny one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a funny one. I mean, especially considering we don't have the history of... Well, I mean, we do have the history of sort of trading slaves, but we don't actually have the history of
Kingston
slavery
upon
in this
Hull.
country.
It's where the name came from.
Yeah.
They brought the slaves in from Kingston here.
Yeah.
No, I thought it was because the king named the town after himself.
No, everything that's got Kingston...
It was Kingstown upon Hull.
I don't know.
Kingstown
I'm sure.
I could be wrong about that.
Someone can correct us. Email us, Twitter us, Facebook us, any social media. Give us some information. But I thought the Kingston came from where the slave trade originated from Kingston.
That's Kingston upon Thames.
Oh, right. Okay. Misinformation. I'm only a layman. Don't look at me for information.
Sorry. But no, we've got William Wilberforce that came from Hull, who abolished the slave trade. So, I mean, we do have a strong history of opposing this stuff.
It's true. I mean, but then again, you had Thomas Clarkson. There's a road named after the guy. And he was the original force behind it before William Wilberforce came in with the finance.
As I say, I'm pretty sure there's a road named after Jimmy Savile, so...
What?
I mentioned this on a previous podcast.
Don't we have a Savile Street in our city centre?
Yeah.
That's not named after him, please.
Well, it might be, I don't know.
That's just wrong, isn't it?
I thought Savile Row in London was named after Jimmy Savile.
No, I don't know. We'd have to look into this. We'd have to get a road expert in. Yeah. Someone from the Ministry of Transport. So, Steve, what's the future hold for you now?
Just we're doing loads of workshops. You know, we want to work with as many young people as we can.
Yeah, I've
wrote a 5-year plan which has 5 different buses in 5 different cities in the country.
That's amazing. That's a huge network. That.
Yeah. So
you might become, rather than someone who's helping on the ground, you might become like a logistical manager, trying to manage all of this.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely possible. I'm training myself all the time in new stuff, the studio stuff, everything. So constantly learning. It's a big, massive learning curve for us all.
You think you'll have to take a step back from the music, or are you still gonna have yourself as plugged as much into that as you can?
Yeah, I kind of have took a little step back from it with doing the tutoring side of stuff, but at the same time we've just all done a track produced by Comanche Sly. Yeah. So. Yeah, that's going to be a big track, and that's going to be coming out soon. We're doing a music video on that to it. So.
Oh, that sounds interesting. That's very good.
Keep your eyes out for that, people.
Yeah.
Hit us up, and we'll post it, definitely.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So now that you sort of like took a step back and you're so busy, do you ever find yourself still like laid in bed and lyrics just pop up in your head?
All the time.
But you can't be bothered to write them down?
All the time. That's the beauty of notepads on phones now.
Yeah, that's right. That's something that's changed. I've done it myself. You know,
you can literally dictate it now.
and it'll type it up.
Spit the rhyme and record it.
Oh yeah.
No,
that's right. Yeah, because there's some apps now in there that play the background music of your choice, and you can just overlay rap over it.
I mean, I've still got my lyric folder, and it's literally that thick.
Wow.
So still got it all on paper, but
yeah, I mean, there's something about being on the mic that is attractive to a lot of people. I remember back in the club scene, I wanted to go on the mic all the time. While Toots was playing his tunes, I wanted to go on the mic. And the only time I ever went on the mic throughout the night was on a hardcore night. Right. Because all the other nights they're playing R&B and that, and you can't really mic over it. So when it came to an hardcore night, I was on the mic. Hip-hop lyrics, but at a faster pace. And they loved it. It was amazing.
Yeah. My friend Clark, who works on the Beats Bus with us, he does a lot of hardcore raves. And stuff like that. I don't know where he gets his energy from. Like,
shall we get Steve to freestyle? Can't just put him on the spot.
Freestyle, but I'll do you a little verse.
Yeah, that'll be brilliant. Yeah. Go for it, Steve. Ladies and gentlemen, Steve Redeye Feenix.
The first thing that springs to mind about my city is its history. A native of our city stood strong, abolished slavery. Just that alone makes RED all and proud. 1833, the year humanity was allowed. Next thing hip hop and all, that's been my journey. I met great friends on the real tip, musically, and I don't need to shout out, my city does it for me. Like hip hop, it's one love, all is cultured and friendly. The right people I see and working hard to give back to the community, helping people cope and live, and that's just us. Like a bull, like Patty Butty and Scraps, we work hard, party hard, and have a good laugh.
Oh, excellent, Steve. Thank you very much. This has been such a nice event, and just for the listeners, we are not in our studio. We've actually come to Steve's studio. We're recording here.
He's let us use his equipment.
We can't thank him enough for his time and for all of his advice. I hope you can find something in there that drives you, motivates you, gives you confidence.
Yeah, we do appreciate your time.
Nah, mate, it's been a pleasure, man.
Yeah, so this was Steve, Redeye Feenix.
Check out Beats Bus, check out A Northern Soul.
Yes. Check out the movie, BAFTA.
Anything else you'd like to plug?
Do the people vote for BAFTAs?
I think they do, yeah.
Right, listen up, everyone. Get your votes in. Let's get Hull stamped on the map with Steve and his debut. Let's get him a BAFTA.
Come on, people.